What is up, everybody? Hey, I'm back again. You know, I just can't get enough of this new camera, so we're trying a new camera angle here. And we got this back here that we got now in the background. On this particular angle, we'll do a lot of different shots around this room, a lot of different angles, because there's a lot of cool things in the backgrounds. But I think it's a pretty cool angle right here. Plus, I'm sitting at my desk, whereas I like to sit. Get the half the light on my face to make me look a little bit like a villain. No, actually, guys, the reason I'm doing this video is because I mean, my channel has been growing, so I just want to show talk about the history of this channel. You know, this particular channel that you're watching has been around since 2006. And it originally started as a guitar channel, and I played a lot of guitar covers and music and so forth, and I had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos and thousands of people that followed me. And then I shut the whole thing down for a couple of years, and I used another channel, and then I decided to open it back up and work with as a travel channel. The reason I went with the channel that was the older channel, well, basically one reason: trust, right? I mean, I've been around since 2006 on YouTube. I was one of the first people on this platform when it first launched. So I was doing videos back then, guitar videos and so forth. You know, life took its toll. I had my career. You know, I just couldn't keep up with everything. So I went ahead and just called it quits. This time, I'm in a little different, unique situation. I have a lot more time on my hands because I'm not working as much as I used to, and I'm going to hopefully be doing a little bit of traveling that we kept up from 2019, and we kind of pushed down the road. But this video I wanted to do specifically about me and about all this Disney stuff that we do and that we have, and some of the interests that I have. Obviously, it's known, if you've seen some of the earlier videos, that I am a guitar player. I'm a rock guitar player. Been playing rock guitar for well over 40 years. Easily well over 40 years. I would say 45 at least, maybe 48. There was a point in there where I did kind of take a break when my children were born, and you know, life happens. But that's when the Disney started. You know, the kids were born, and of course I was a Disney fan growing up. You know, I used to grow up watching The Wonderful World of Disney on a Sunday night, or we'd sit around the TV, get a bowl of popcorn, and this is what we did as my family. And we watched The Wonderful World of Disney. I thought it was the neatest thing, and it always left an impression on me. And I always wanted to go to Disney World. There was two reasons I wanted to go to Disney World. One was because of that. And two was because I was a big time football fan. And every time a team won the Super Bowl, they were always saying they were going to Disney World. So I always thought that this Disney World was this place that you went to celebrate. And I always wanted to go there. Unfortunately, I grew up, and my parents and my family, we never made it there. I'm not going to say we didn't go to cool places, because, hey, I grew up in Great Britain. I'm a military brat, so I've had a ton of travel experience all over the place. But as far as trips to Orlando and trips to Disney World, it never happened as a kid. So when I had my children, I really, really wanted to take them to Disney World. Unfortunately, that first marriage didn't work out the way it should have. But I had a good relationship with the ex, so we were able to get the girls, and we went on our first Disney World trip when they were 4 and 5. Just me and my 2 girls. It was a neat thing because at the time, well, let me go back a little bit step here. I've been an IT professional my whole life, so because of that, I was on the internet when the internet was just the internet, and it had just started. It was just really text, maybe a little bit of graphics, but believe me, it was nothing like it is now. And I was on a chat platform called Internet Relay Chat, IRC, which is still around today. Some of y'all that may be older know about this. Some of y'all undergrounders may know about this, but it's called Internet Relay Chat. And I got in a group with people, and they were Disney fans. And this was right before I got married, and as my kids were growing up, I stayed in touch with these people over the years. After the divorce, they all wanted me to come to Orlando, so I loaded up the kids and off we went to Orlando, and it was our first trip. And I was in 1996. I didn't know no better. It was, to me, it was just a trip to Disney World. 25 years later, I realized that it was the 25th anniversary of Disney World. I've always been into doing video, and I was a photographer through high school, even before I played guitar. Always been into photography, and love photography. And I shoot strictly Canon, although this is not Canon, this is Sony. But I strictly shoot Canon, and I went to Disney World, took all my camera gear, took all my video gear, took the kids. It was a haul, but we got some video footage, we got some pictures. Unfortunately, at the time when I was taking video, I wasn't concerned about the vlogging, so to speak. It was taking pictures of my kids, right? Taking pictures and videos of my kids. So that was the thing to do when you had a video camera back then. The vlogging really wasn't much of a thing, although I did do a lot of vlogging and didn't even realize I was vlogging at the time. But I would videotape events and so forth as they happen. And I have those, and you've seen them on the channel from early 90s. And we got a lot of vintage footage from 8mm. And like I said, I have stuff even earlier from VHS, but the quality is so bad it's not even worth putting it up. Anyways, so then I got remarried, and then we ended up back at Disney World, and then we ended up back at Disney World, and then it just turned into a family event, okay? And going from Texas to Disney World to back, a family of 4 wasn't, I mean, it was a pretty penny all the time. Kids grew up, off they went, and then the younger one has been married, and I have ended up going to Disney World with her already. So that was our last trip that we went. I think it was in 2021. I think it was in 2021, and because the mask was still required inside of the buildings and inside the ride facilities. I wasn't hip on that, but I did it anyways. It was a fun trip, and I had a good time. But since then, Diane and I, since we're now empty nesters, have discovered the Disney Cruise Lines, which we discovered the Disney Cruise Lines in 2018. So we are now gold members, which is great. We have taken 5 cruises. In 2018, when we were just in Disney World, we took a 5-6 day trip, I think it was, to Disney World, where we visited all the parks, went around and visited some of the hotels, because the hotels are great. I love to just spend some time around there too. And then we went on a Disney cruise, and we were on the Disney Wish out of Port Canaveral. It's a great time. We loved it. That was our first cruise. I told my wife, this is what I really want to do, because, I mean, let's face it, we're not the youngest kids no more. I can't run around Disney World with my leg, foot, and back condition that I have. I just can't do it. So cruising is more of a viable option for me, and allows me to get, the Disney type of vibe. So we've been on the Disney Wish, and then we went on the Disney Wonder, and then we went on the Disney Wonder again, then we went on the Disney Magic, then we went on the Disney Magic again. So now we're gold members with 5 cruises under our belt. We're going on our 6th cruise in May, and then we're going on our 7th cruise in September. Then we do have another back-to-back on the Magic planned out of Galveston, Houston in early January, because they were cheap. I'm hoping they're going to drop in price. Disney's having a 25% off right now on their hotel stays in Orlando. So we already booked our September. Already called my travel agent. She's taking care of it. I've gotten 25% back on my rooms. So that's going to help. I mean, it was great. So that's a little bit about me and my Disney dreams and the Disney, my Disney growth and why I'm where I'm at. And I must say, one of the things that draws me to Disney a lot, other than the animation, because I've always loved animation as a child. I've always loved to draw, although I'm not anywhere close to an artist when it comes to pen and paper. I still love it to attempt to do that type of stuff. However, what draws me to Disney is the music. Being the musician that I am, I'm very attracted to the music. The music in certain films, whether it's Pixar, whether it's Disney, or whether it's Disney real life films, the music's really important to me. Even Marvel. This is probably why I like Guardians of the Galaxy so much, because it's got all those great vintage soul rock tunes that are in that movie, and being a Gen Xer, it appeals to me. So I'm a big fan of Guardians of the Galaxies. But it's the music. There's been some great songs written. I love to see children come to life and sing with the music of these characters and of these movies. I love to see them sing. I love to see them sing these songs, these classic songs that go along with these movies, because to me, that shows more success than anything. And I saw it happen on our last cruise, not once, not twice, but 3 times during shows on the Disney Magic. Little girls would stand up and sing these songs at the top of their lungs. And you can bet the #1 song was Let It Go by Frozen. I'll never forget that little girl. She was at the top of her lungs. She just was so in love and so interested. That's the magic that I get to see still, even though I don't have kids that do that anymore. I just love to see that. Diane loves to see it. We love to see it, you know. Last time we went on a Disney cruise, Diane and I pixie dusted everybody. Well, we did it our way. You know, we got these bags together for kids 3 and under, you know. And we were sitting up by cabanas, up by the water fountains, by the soda fountains, I should say. And there's a slide area right there. And a lot of people walking through that area right there. And it's great because as these little girls were coming by, dressed up like their favorite princesses, Diane and I were able to pixie dust these kids with things like Elsa and Anna stickers and coloring books and crayons, and of course we asked our parents first if it was okay if we did this, because we didn't want to do that to a child without their parents' permission. Of course, I wouldn't mind if someone did that to mine, but you're going to be surprised. More than half the people we were doing this to had no idea what pixie dusting was. Okay? They do now. So, Diane and I, you know, it's our way of giving back, you know. We don't give back much to our community other than to dog shelters and shelters for animals. And we do give back to the Morgan House here, Morgan Wonderland, which is in San Antonio, which is a great foundation for autistic children and children of all ages, but mainly geared towards children with learning disabilities and autism. And it's a great organization. We try every year to give a little bit of money to them because they're a nonprofit organization. And then, of course, we work with some local dog shelters here also. But to see the look on some of those kids' faces when we gave them the pixie dust was pretty neat. So now that we're going to go on the Fantasy, this time we're flying. Last time we went out of Galveston, so we were able to drive, carry this stuff, drop it out. You know, we didn't have to really carry it too much. This time we're flying, so it's going to be a little bit more of a hassle. So flying in the day before, take them out, take the luggage, move it around, you know, until we get to Port Canaveral. But I think we're going to try to do the same thing this time. I'll spend about an hour just sitting up there relaxing, and it's always fun to do in the morning about 10:30. Big cup of coffee, sit there and just wait till those kids come by. Those little boys with Marvel and those little girls with that are dressed up as Elsa, Anna, Belle, you know, you name it. It's yeah, I like to do that. It's a fun thing to do. Instead of leaving it at their door, I like to see the look on their faces. I like to see the look on the parents' faces if they don't know what pixie dust is. It's so fun. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have some great reviews because we're going to be getting on the Fantasy, and then we'll be getting on the Wish in September, which will put us on all 5 of the current ships. We know the treasure's coming. We're not sure of the itinerary, although Bob Iger did come out today with a special announcement about shareholders and so forth. In that particular announcement, he did mention the Disney Treasure was going to be basically ported out of, I want to say Singapore, I believe is what I heard. There we go. There we go. So we're going to have, once we get on all 5 ships, Diane and I are going to sit down. We're going to go through all the questions, all the answers of all the ships and all the experiences that we've been on, the experiences at Palos, the experiences at Remy's, the experiences of our servers, the experience of the boats and the staterooms and the crew. But short of it, it's all been amazing. You'd think we'd be going back again and again if it wasn't. You know, the question is, what's number 1, and what's number 2, what's number 3, and what's number 4, and what's number 5? We're going to get to the bottom of that. Okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for subscribing. Please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. Because we enjoy talking to you. We're going to enjoy bringing you video. We're going to enjoy bringing you some photography even. Hopefully, we're going to be able to bring you some photography. And some cool places that I'm going to be planning some trips to here in the next couple of years. So until then, take care, be safe, hug somebody you don't know, love your family. We love you. Peace.